intermediate content week 3/4 with Harbinger67. I'll call him something else, probably like Harb, he says, or something like that. Welcome, Harb.
Hello.
We'll be looking at intermediate teams on Dota Buff, on AD2L, kind of all that jazz. Do some intermediate content instead of like 3 minutes. Harbinger's captain for team. I don't know.
Team
Umbra.
Umbra.
Team Umbra.
Yep.
So he'll have some extra insights in intermediate. So I appreciate him joining. Let's just get into it. What team do you want to start with?
I mean, we might as well just go from the top of the list to down.
You want to talk about Digital Habitat joining? Man, almost we should go bottom to
I mean,
top.
yeah, that could work as well. Yeah, let's just go.
No. We'll do Cinegang first. We'll leave Jukester's juiciness till the end.
You gotta leave the juicy bits always for last. So yeah, yeah. No, I think to be honest, between my team and Cinegang, I think it's very close in terms of like who's the strongest. Obviously, we went 1-1 last week in week 3. But yeah, got Carl as a carry, Urbo's their position 5, Blue's their offlaner. Chaotic Clutch, I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Is their mid, and Sauce is their position 4. Like I think they're all good players. I will say one thing, and this is my opinion, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest problem for them is that Carl's carry pool is too small. Like, and it's going off of his profile, of course. It just seems to me he has a lot more mid heroes than he does like actually like position 1 carries, especially ones that really want to fight early in this meta. Because because with the outposts and all that, like all you want to do is just brawl as much as you can. So like Ursa and all those guys are doing very well in the meta currently. Outside of that, yeah. Blue is a decent offlaner, to be honest. To be honest, though, from what my safe laner told me, he wasn't really ever pressured in the lane, especially in the second game because we tri-laned them and he just couldn't approach the wave. But
yeah. I will say quickly, yeah, Carl was definitely a mid player. I just didn't feel like get my 2 cents in there. But you can even go to his pub profile and you can see a bunch of like some
yeah, I'm
carries
looking at it
being
right
played.
now.
Like PL, he's got Kunkka, but he's a mid and carry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people share that role. Like when I played with Carl over a year ago on a
Yep.
team. He was the mid player, but I kept going mid because I'm a big Alchemist fan. And Alchemist wasn't broken then. I want to make it clear this is after Alchemist nerfs, and Alchemist was not being picked by like almost any pro team at that point. I was playing Alchemist mid, and a lot of games, and like so he plays carry. Like I'm just saying, but yeah, I'd say his carry pool's a little lower. But if you have people that you can swap with, it's all good.
Yeah, to be honest, I would say that like the star player for Cinegang is Urbo because like I think he's by far their best player. Like he enables Carl to get online and just makes the proper rotations around the map to help the other lanes.
Urbo's
I
definitely
will,
amazing.
yeah, I think Chaotic Clutch, he's a decent mid, but I think he relies too much on winning his lane. he wants to be like way ahead. Like that's just my personal feeling for it. Because the second game, so the first game we had,
Hmm.
so he was playing puck against a storm mid, and our storm was doing fine until he decided to dive tower without checking the puck's inventory, and he missed the fairy fire, and because of that, he died on his storm spirit, and from that, chaotic clutch just snowballed with this puck, and um, yeah, I think it's just like he really want like obviously the snowball heroes right now are very good, um, but I think he relies too heavily on those types of heroes because he played Viper the second game and he just didn't have the same type of impact. Like it
Ah,
wasn't even close.
yeah, I'm just kind of looking at their team, and I think game two they just got out drafted. I don't even think it's him just playing Viper. Like I feel like yeah they're trying to kind of counter Bristleback and kind of your team, but
Yeah,
like
well, they had
I'm looking at their team and I'm like man, this is gonna be a tough game to win.
yeah
But at
they had like
43
no
minutes
catch at
though,
all.
43-44. So obviously it was a close game.
Well, we
I'm
were
looking
also
at it.
taking our time because we didn't want to throw away our lead at
Yeah.
all.
No,
So,
that's fine. But when a game passes like a lot of games have been ending earlier.
oh yeah, for sure.
And when a game passes like a 40-minute mark, I'd say it was an even game. Even if even if you guys were ahead most of the game and like at 1.34 minutes you had a very huge lead, 10,000, but
Yeah,
I'd say it was a close game. I'm looking at it. That's just my opinion though.
yeah. I mean, they had nothing to actually deal with our anti-mage,
Hmm.
and then also like me on the bristleback, I could literally just run at them. Like I don't care if I die, but they have to throw everything onto me if they
Hmm.
wanted to kill me that game.
I
Um,
don't think Graves is that good of an item anymore either, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
I don't it's just not that great of an item. I know that it's Viper's item that made him become like good and
yeah,
everything.
but he's now more of a right click because of the changes to his Q.
Hmm.
Um, with how much damage it just deals when there's 5 stacks of it on you.
Yeah, yeah,
It's insane.
yeah. What about you didn't touch about their sixth player, Fireman. How good is he?
Uh,
Talk about him.
I haven't even talked about Sauce yet, sir.
Oh, my bad. Well, yeah, he said Sauce is a good four. No, I'm
I
just
think he's a
kidding.
decent four. I don't think he did. I don't think he did anything like outstanding in the games.
Uh,
I
yeah.
think he just like did his job, and there's nothing more that you can really ask for. So,
Hmm.
uh, nothing wrong with that. In terms of how you played with
I'm
Synerging
just kidding. I'm just.
against, you want me to give my opinion?
No. I was just mostly kidding. Dude, I know I'm a
No.
rock star. You don't have to toot my
I think
horn, Kappa.
I think you did fine. I think you're just basically supposed to be the meat shield for the 2 games that you played with them. That's it. Then again, that's all Underlord really is. He's an aura carrier and a meat shield and a taxi as well.
Oh yeah, we won both games, dude. Did man,
Yeah.
game one I almost killed that punch.
Who
One
were
v
you guys
two.
up against?
It
You
was
guys
a
were
team
up
member.
against. Oh yeah, team member.
Dude, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that I almost got a 1v2 kill like at level 2. Just saying.
I mean,
I suck
no,
at Dota.
that's fine. I mean, Underlord like allows that to happen just due to Firestorm and his passive.
I got told I'm
He's very underrated as a
oh,
hero at the
dude.
moment, I think.
I didn't even tell. Man, that's too much work. Can you go to Discord and just say twitch.tv/fireman? I don't want to
Oh,
like bring up Discord,
yeah,
but I forgot.
okay.
I forgot. I forgot.
That's a rip.
That's okay. It doesn't really matter because people normally just watch the videos because I post them on YouTube,
Yep.
right? So and then I just put them in content. overall, I think this is the best team. Yeah, they're 5-1. I know you went 1-1, and you started with a new player, and you only got one game with them as 5. Senegang hasn't really got a chance to play as 5 in pubs, and I know. You say you guys are
No, I
either
agree.
the best team or the second best team, but
I think it's
but
very close
they played
between
with
us.
me against team member when I didn't play any games, and I
Yeah,
still did my thing.
I'll give you my thoughts on Team Ember when we get to them. But
So I think they're not as good of a team as you. So that 1-1. But if Senegal
yeah,
gets some practices in, and I think one practice night where you play 2 games, maybe a week as 5 is important. By the way, I think
yeah,
like 2 games together is good. You don't have to play every game with them, but like 2 games, then go work on stuff. Like you see you see artesian pubs playing for a full day, not scrimming anybody because yeah, you got to work on your own skills as well,
yeah.
and work on
Yep,
your own thing.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I think they're the best team. I think they're very. I can't comment on Blue, but I think they're all very calm players, not toxic, and I know I like I said, I think I was the most toxic one.
I think
So
in terms of Blue, also coming back to that, I think he has trouble finding his farm if he doesn't get it in the lane.
well, if
That's one thing I'll say.
if you're mid farms and your safe lanes farming, not you can't have all 3 cores farm and sauce farms. I know sauce
No,
farms
but
as a 4 is what I
there,
like. They're 4, 1, and 2 is all farming.
yeah, but there's so much gold on the map. Like you, and especially like the heroes that Sauce played
Hmm.
both the games. I don't think they needed that much farm, to be honest, on those games. Like let's see, let me just open it up here real quick.
Nah,
So the second game he played puck. That's understandable. You want some farm on him. You want your playing. But the thing is he went a core puck build. He went a mid puck build,
hmm
which is like you can't do that on a support puck. Like you need to get your utility items up and running for your team. And then the first game, let's see, I think he played Tusk, and Tusk doesn't need that much farm either to really come online. You only like you get your phase boots, you get your blink on him, and you're basically almost set. Um, he didn't even farm that much the first game, but you could see like the difference. Like Blue got all of the farm that he needed the first game
uh-huh.
and went off his Night Stalker, but the second game he just didn't get like anything. He wasn't able to get everything that he needed to actually shine.
No, that's all I'm saying is that I'm not disagreeing that there's not a lot of gold on the map. There's more gold on the map than there's probably ever been. I'm just saying that only so many people can farm. There's
Oh
only so
yeah,
much
for
gold
sure.
on a map, so someone's already always going to be kind of
I
left
just
out.
don't think yeah, I just don't think Sauce is like ignoring the puck game the second game. I don't think he's that greedy of a position of a support player.
I
Just
saw
judging from the other games that I've seen.
I was watching when I played with him as Underlord because I think when you play a game, you have a feel a little more. When I played with him, I noticed that he likes to farm
Yeah.
more. But Urbo is very self-sacrificial and takes
Oh,
like
for
no
sure.
farm. And you know what? That's how you can have 4 people kind of farming. But someone's gonna
Yeah.
be hurt by it. Someone's always gonna be hurt
Yeah.
by it. You can see it in pro games. There's always someone hurting. So that's all. That's all I wanna say about that. I'm ready to go to Team Umbra. I
Okay.
started opening
Now
up
this is
stuff
my
for him.
team.
I know I was gonna say it's you're the captain. Oh, I'll mention Carl's first time drafting. I think they have to work on drafting, but if
Oh,
they do,
heavily.
watch
Heavily they
out.
need to work on drafting a lot. I think that's something that all of the teams, including even my team, need to work on a lot.
Is Sharky on
So
your team?
yeah, Sharky is on my team.
Nah, I knew that. I know who Sharky. He's okay player. I won't say anything bad about your players. Zip.
Yeah, okay, so Yeah, as you could probably tell, so
Hmm.
Hexy is our mid player. There's some concerns from other people that he was a Smurf in the in the
What's his
early
name?
weeks of the game. Huh?
Which one is Hexy? Like I'm on the page of Team Umbra.
So
Is he KYRY Reborn in Fire or Prone Jaeger?
no, Reborn in Fire. And that's what it is. No,
The
that's
one
his
one
main
guy.
account. Huh?
Oh, the one guy.
Yeah, yeah. So that's his main account. So basically, what happened is that his main account, Reborn in Fire, it got banned for 6 months because he was exploiting the phone number glitch. So he wasn't able to play on that account, and so we had him on his alternate account, which he calibrated and got it to Ancient 4. His main account now though is Ancient 2, so it's lower, surprisingly enough. So, but obviously
He
he,
has a lot of games on Reborn in Fire, like 21 on OD.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't think this account looks that Smurfy like.
People were complaining just due to the fact there weren't a lot of games on the alternate count, which is what's listed
Oh, Reborn in Fire
here.
is his main. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm rewinding. I'm like open up Reborn in Fire. I'm like, dude, this clearly is a
So
main account.
yeah,
Rewind. It was Valesco was his actual
oh Vile,
or which
Vile's not on the team
Reborn
anymore.
wait, was his Smurf Treehard?
No, Treehard was a buddy of mine who stood in mid for us because Hexy was in the hospital.
Oh, okay. So
No,
wait.
okay,
I don't where I'm just
so
asking where Reborn in Fire's Smurf was.
Uh, so reformed Hexy. So the name that the account is currently
Mhm.
under is Ignorethia, I guess. That's how you pronounce it.
Can I search
He's
that?
got
Do I like attempt to?
here. I'll link it to you. I'll
Is
put it in Discord.
okay.
There you go.
No, no.
That is his alternate account.
Yep.
He is playing on his main. I am sharing it with the people that we are playing against
No,
because it's only fair to do so.
no. That's fine. Ancient Four. Yeah, I can understand why people maybe had some issues. You,
Yeah,
yeah.
but his main account, on the other hand, is totally fine. So
Hey, big boost to you guys. You know that he's Ancient Two on that one.
yeah, I know it's
Right?
really funny. I mean,
Yeah.
he calibrated this account during 7.22, and then he calibrated his main just recently because
Mm,
he got it back like I think a week and a half ago or something like that. So
okay. Yeah.
uh
Looks like he likes the OD. OD's pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
he likes the mids, Tinker,
yeah,
Storm, you know,
yeah.
not the greatest
He
win
is our
rates.
Yeah, he is our mid player.
Lots
Loves
of mid.
playing. Yeah,
Was. Well, he's still.
no, he is our mid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah. So basically, there's some also story. I don't know. Do you want to hear like what happened week 2 against TG Gaming?
Okay, from my understanding is he played game one, then left in game two.
Yeah,
And he had to
that's what
find a stand
happened.
in.
Yeah. No. So Vile played both games.
Oh.
Um, what happened was that right before we had gone through the drafting phase, right? And
Hmm.
right before we started the game, he he leaves the Discord. He says one thing first. He says this is the last game I'm ever playing with you guys, and then he leaves the Discord. And straight up, we have no communication with him throughout the entire game. Hell, like throughout even week 1 and week 2, he wasn't talking in game at all. Um, so yeah, from there we had to start looking for a new player, either a safe laner or off laner, because I can play either or.
Hmm.
And obviously, we found Kyrie. He is our safe laner now, and I moved to the off lane.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and so far, I would say it's worked out pretty well.
Looks like you're pretty heavy in the carry though. Looking
Oh
at
yeah,
your
no,
most played
because that,
heroes of all time.
that's definitely my main role for sure. That was definitely my main role. But like I'm comfortable playing the off lane. I think it's a much easier lane than
Oh,
the safe lane.
100%. Being an off laner is
So
way easier right now. In lane,
yeah,
like you can like dummy enemy carries.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so we got Kyrie. Um, yeah, he ranked up actually recently to Ancient 5, so we'll see what Seth tells me to do. But I think we'll be fine just due to the fact that me losing almost 1,000 MMR put me in fucking Archon 5.
But I saw some normal skill games. I will mention something. I've tried to reach out to Seth. I've sent him a message because I think if you and there's like another team with an ancient one or something contender, I think there should be at least one rank up that teams and intermediate should be able to do.
Yeah,
I think
I
ancient five.
honestly,
I don't see that if that's so bad. I think
yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem at all.
you
Uh,
know
so
yeah, you'll have to. You obviously you'll have to wait and see. But there's another
yeah,
team, Senegang. Has a guy that wants to keep playing ranked, but he's Ancient 4. And he was Ancient 1, Ancient 2 at the start of the season. And it's like, well, I've been playing a lot because
who?
I'm part of a team. I'm not telling you who. He's Ancient 4, though, right now. But he's Ancient 1,
Chaotic
Ancient 2, and
Clutch
he
is
wants to do it
Legend
too.
5. Blue's Ancient 1. Urbo's Ancient 2. Carl is Ancient 4, I believe.
And support.
And support?
And Corey's not Ancient 4. Unless if
Really?
he got it. Unless if he got it. But he was Ancient 1 in core and Ancient 4 in support when he started the
Interesting.
season. Or Legend
And
5 and
Sauce is Ancient 4, so it's probably him, I guess.
yeah, I'm just looking at some Dota buffs. What's your guys' uh big thing? What's yours? You don't have to go too in depth. It's your team, right? Be careful what you say.
Um,
People can use it against you.
I know. Um, to be honest, it's revolving our two best guys. I won't say who that is, but definitely our game plan is our two best players. So
Well, if I had to take a guess, it's probably the mid and safe laner, but you don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer
hey,
that because it's definitely
our
not
position
Sharky.
four is also very good at his job.
Oh, it could be. That's the last one I haven't looked at yet, to be honest.
Yeah, prone. I think he's an excellent mid. Um, there's definitely like I think this is in terms of all of us. Like there's times where we kind of miscommunicate whether or not we want to go into a fight or not. But I mean, that just comes with experience and playing with each other more.
Yeah, that's playing with each other, and then eventually someone's like, "Shut the fuck up, everybody! I'm in charge."
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, two of your players. That's cool. I looked at them all. I kind of, it's not bad. Lots of information for people. Like to look on your Dota buffs, which is nice. I think people. I'm actually really upset that so many people's Dota buffs aren't made private and aren't public. I think you gotta have like a Dota buff public with like 50 matches on it before you even think about doing AD2L personally. I think it's ridiculous how many
Why only
private
50
people.
matches though?
Well, because there's some people that didn't even know public to private is a thing. And I
Okay.
feel like, what if they just found out and are like, yeah, I want to do this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So some leeway, but there's people with like 5 games. And it's like, how is that fair?
Yeah, I
I
remember I was yeah, it was on like no I realize this has become sort of the stigma. Like on Team Retro, there was one guy who literally only had 3 games. One was a bot game, and 2 were tournament games.
yeah.
And it was like, what the hell
Listen,
are you even doing?
I don't want to get too into it because I
But
have opinions. But long story short,
yeah,
I would not play that team. And I'd say, no,
same.
you didn't. follow the rules. I'd take some screenshots and send
Yeah,
them to
I
Seth.
would not either. Yeah.
But a team played them regardless, and the team
Two
lost two
teams
games.
played.
They lost both games.
Yep.
Fine. You can take those 2 wins back, but that's like an asterisk for me. It's like they still beat you. I don't think he's a Smurf, but it's like, dude, you need to make sure your
Yeah.
account's proper. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's my
I
little
totally
rant.
agree
I
with
don't
you.
want to get too into it because
Yeah. I
the
totally
drama
agree with you.
yesterday. Jesus.
Let's not get into that now.
Yeah, that's I'm avoiding.
Maybe
But
more
no,
drama.
yeah, no. I'm just looking. It looks good. I think your team's pretty good. It's definitely intermediate level. That's for sure. Um, Not too much I can
Yeah, I
tell.
think people just underrate a little bit how well we are,
You went
like how
1-1 with
well we
TG
play
Gaming.
together.
I know Valesco left you or not in your Discord, but you still lost a game.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think if we had our normal player, though, I think
Yeah,
we could have won both
you're
games.
you're new. You're a new player because Cinegang destroyed TG Gaming. I don't need to go
Yeah, I
back.
know. I
They
think we could
destroyed
have
him.
2-0'd them. I think we could have 2-0'd them if we had our normal mid player, but
Mhm.
we didn't. It is what it is, though.
Just
We went
share.
1-1. They got, yeah, no. They
The,
deserved the 1 they got against us. I won't hold anything against them, so
mhm.
they won it fair and square.
But you beat Test Kitchen. They're just I know. No, that's good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I should actually.
Oh,
Man, there's so much information. Heroes, even like there's not many matches, so like things you play a lot. Shaman 2 wins, 100%. Hmm. Really, there's not enough to go off of, really, though. In
oh, for our team.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's like
because it literally team like what
yeah,
2 weeks before AD2L started. Like we got the roster set up.
yeah.
So
Usually, the best thing to do is go to each player, see what they've played in games, not what your team picks. I know meta
yeah,
changes, but people have comfort heroes. You can tell. You could tell Alchemist is definitely one of mine.
yeah,
I'd play offlane Alchemist on a team. Test Kitchen's at 4.
yeah. I know. It's actually really cool to see because it's literally just a group of friends doing it.
Yeah, isn't
Uh,
isn't Test Kitchen?
yeah,
You did two
Doc.
ohm.
Yeah, we 2-0'd the test
Yeah,
kitchen.
that's Doc's team. The team that has like players that aren't even like he's just playing.
Yeah,
He doesn't
yeah, he's just
expect to
playing for
win
fun. You know?
or lose. He's just going in. He's like, I'll play with anybody. I
Yeah,
just want to play with my friends.
yeah. I think it's really cool to see that.
So actually, Doc's been. I'm pretty sure he played in. If I click his name, I'm pretty sure he played in Echo League 2. On Dota Buff. Basically, yeah, I just left your team captain and just went to Test Kitchen. Doc Oz, there we are. Doc Oz, where he did he not play in Echo League? I swear he did.
I'm not completely sure about
Oh,
that.
Echo League Season
Um,
3, only 2 games on
uh,
ticket. Okay. Well, I thought he played more, but I remember Doc's name. He he's just he's just playing to play. He's like, yeah, my
yeah,
team has contender teams. He didn't like make it stack to try to be like, hey, we're gonna be the best. He's like, yeah, we're playing, and they're at 4 wins.
yeah, I
That's
know,
pretty
which is
good.
really, yeah, it's really cool to see. I'm glad that he's in it. Obviously, the 2 games that we played against him were not close at all, I would say. But I mean,
No,
um, yeah, no, I think just given the nature of intermediate, I think this is my opinion, but I think there's a pretty large gap between like the top teams, like my team and Cinegang's team, and then like the lower teams.
yeah, I definitely feel it.
Um, but it's cool to see like they're starting to establish themselves and they're actually playing well with each other and doing well against these other teams.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
So what they 2-0'd. Yeah, they 2-0'd Tennessee Tech Esports Club, and they 2-0'd Team Ember. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think it looks like there was a gap though. Maybe it was a forfeit or there's no
Uh,
ticket. I don't know why.
I think there was no ticket for
Oh,
I think the Team Ember versus Test
yeah.
Kitchen, I believe it was, because I remember Revamp, the captain for Team Ember, was asking Seth for a ticket
Yeah, I think
for
I
the
saw
games
that.
in the
Yeah.
Discord. So
Yeah. Dude, Kami person's been winning a lot of pubs lately. 96% core. Jesus, how do you get core that much? Like even when back in the day, I guess, first pick Ursa or something. No, I don't know. Crazy. Now it's easier, but back then, Jesus.
yeah,
Wow. No, it's good. I hope,
yeah,
the whole no ill will. There's no drama in intermediate, but Jukester came in, but he's at the end. He's at the end. I also feel bad for him that he doesn't get any of his wins swapping over. I'm not saying that a contender win is equal to it.
go straight to first to 6 wins.
Yeah, goes from best team and contender to now intermediate team.
Yeah,
Man,
I don't think that they're at the bottom of the barrel though in terms of their team strength.
dude,
Um,
it's exciting.
yeah,
I'm
no, I think it's really cool that they moved up and that they were all willing to do so.
they probably I imagine they had a conversation with each other and
Yeah,
said, okay,
Jukester also told me that he would not have they're asked to move their team up if he was not confident that they could win some games.
yeah, no, it looks good. Test Kitchen, I'm pumped. I like it. I'm looking at their players' teams, the first time. If they beat Team Ember,
Yeah,
I guess they deserve their third spot. Do you have anything you want to add to what mostly we just
no,
talked about that they're friends, you know?
yeah, no, I think so. I think I haven't seen them play
Mhm.
since we last played them,
Mhm.
and which was obviously week one, so a little bit ago. But I think um, shoot, what was I gonna say? So I think Doc is like their main like star on their team, and there's some mistakes that he does in terms of his laning stage, and this is actually what my mid pointed out pretty heavily. But like, the second game we played against them, he was playing Invoker, and he was actually doing well against our mid laner. He was playing Ember, but the problem was is he was playing Quas Exort Invoker, and he started going around the map trying to make plays as a Quas Exort Invoker who would rather be farming than actually uh, trying to move around the map and getting kills. Um,
Mhm.
and that just allowed our mid who uh, to get way ahead of him and farm, and just took off from there. So, other than that, I don't think that antivirus. I don't think carries his main role. Um, and Father Orange, I think he could play more aggressively in his lane. But other than that, um, just just general game things to learn, I'd say, because their two supports are pretty low ranking, um, comparative to their cores. But hey, as long as they're having fun together, that's all that really matters.
Having fun is definitely important. Okay, that's good. We both agree. Hashtag flower power. Team OJ.
Yeah, I
How far in is the stream?
think we're getting close to
Going to the
40.
fourth team. Going
Yeah.
to the fourth team now out of seven. Out of seven. So we're
Okay.
we're almost halfway. TG Gaming. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say one thing. I don't know where he is, but he got added to their team. He's on their roster. I don't care. This is what Fireman's about. Troll Bus 504 is a toxic person, and I do not like him. I don't think he should be on any team. So whenever a team picks him up, I give him buyers beware always.
So we
He's
actually,
wait. Let me just add one other thing.
okay.
Just a second. He is the
Yep.
only captain in AD2L that I know. He was a captain on a team and contender a few seasons ago, and he's the only guy in which he's had the 4 other players go to Seth and ask to give someone else captain and kick him because they do not want to play with him anymore. He is the only
Yeah.
player that can lay fame to that. So if that doesn't help my case about this, I don't know what will. But he's the only player I know. If someone else, and I think 6-7 seasons that I've kind of
I
watched
have,
80-12.
I have
Just saying.
I have a little bit to add to that. So we actually tried him out for position 5 role for my team when we were looking for players and all that. Um, I don't think he was. I don't think he wasn't toxic when we were playing with him. But obviously we only actually played 4 games with him. But like, there's a ton of questionable things that he says. Like, one of the things was venge core. Like, venge core is legitimate, but the problem is it's too weak of a core, and it just doesn't offer enough in the core position.
Especially in a meta
So
where Venge support is like destroying everything, right?
yeah, yeah, and then the other thing was just his gameplay. Like, there's one game, he was playing Warlock, and he walked down from high ground in front of the enemy and gave away our position,
Oh.
and we lost a fight just because of that.
Yeah, vision can be
It was
key.
very
I
it
don't
was,
want
it was very unfortunate.
just because I even though I like to keep talking shit about him. Not gonna lie, I have a big smile on my face when I say that. But maybe he'll do well. Maybe they're home, but we're gonna. Besides him, TG Gaming. They only have one win. They
I
they
mean,
only got one win against you.
so they 2-0'd whoever they played against last week.
Oh really?
Tennessee Tech. Yeah,
Oh
apparently they
yeah, they did.
2-0'd Tennessee Tech.
Oh yeah, I forgot
If
they
it,
did do that. Yeah.
I don't think any of them is actually, like, I don't know why they're not updating it, but like, it is what it is. Like, they'll have to update that eventually before playoffs. Um, I will say, so the 2 games that we played against them, Trollbus was in neither of those games.
Yeah, he just got recently picked up.
Uh,
So
he he was on the roster even
oh
before
oh.
we played our games against him.
Oh.
I believe he played one of the games week 1 actually. But I'm not too sure about that. I don't quite remember. Um, to be honest, it is kind of strange though, because Ben, their captain, does come into the lobby, and he streams the game, which is cool and all. I'm totally fine with that. I do wish he would. So, and he also uploads the games to YouTube. My
Oh,
problem with it is that every single game that they've lost, they
yeah.
have not uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, well, to be fair, he could do whatever he wants on YouTube.
Yeah, no,
But
no,
you gotta come on, you can't just be perfect.
yeah,
You
yeah, I
gotta
know.
do both.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, come on, buddy, you guys aren't a perfect 3-0. You 4-0 actually. I
You
guess they have 4. No, no, they have 3 wins. 3 wins. So
I
one.
I have something. I don't know if he's been playing in the last 7 months. This troll bus, but his account is not calibrated. He
Really?
hasn't
Oh
had a
yeah.
game shown in 7 months, and he's played 2 captain's mode games. He
His
is
last game was
uncalibrated.
16. Yeah,
Yeah, besides that's 7 months ago, and I imagine
that's
he's played
actually
between that.
that's actually interesting. So the games that we played with him when he was trying out for our team are not here. I think actually the reason why I said this is because he made his Dota buff. He made his account private because he
Yeah,
didn't want people banning his heroes.
right. Yeah, and see, that's something I don't like.
Yeah, I disagree with that as well.
Yeah.
It's like YPL gets banned out like almost every game that we play. It's annoying, but to be honest, it's whatever. Like I have more heroes that I play than Phantom Lancer.
Dude,
So,
I'm gonna be real with you. You know, having a bunch of heroes and like people looking at your profile can be a sneaky diversion that I've used.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
for
like
sure.
having a bunch of hero, like they got no idea.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. But that I just. But besides Troll Bus on their team, besides I don't want to fixate on
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
already we already like basically kicked him to the curb.
Yeah,
So, but they have
it's
a
a noob.
TG Gaming's played a little bit. It looks like they played this Underdogs League season and a couple games on Face It.
Yeah.
So
I know they're 3-1
mm,
or 3-3 actually. Sorry. But I do think they're possibly. I don't know what happened between them and Tennessee Tech.
hmm
Um, but I think they're one of the weak. I think between them and Tennessee Tech, they're the weakest team in the league. That's my opinion. I don't think any of their players really stand out. And as you said, like how you're saying, like a team like typically wants like I believe you said like 2 to 3 game changers. I don't
hmm
think they have one on their team. Nobody that really stands out.
Oh, the game changers. See, people miss what I said. I think when I went with Cosmics, there was 4 game changers on there. But everybody forgets that. Well, a couple people
No,
do.
I think it's really important to have people who are able to like really shine
hmm
in their roles. Um,
Yeah.
and I think that's actually one thing that we have on Team Umbra. So
Oh, Team Umbra. Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see. I think looking at your ranks and everything, and I've looked at your team, I definitely say you're. I think, like I said, Senegang. I'm biased though, but Team Umbra is probably up there. I think there's definitely a gap.
yeah,
Obviously the game wasn't even we
like
recorded, so we can't even like see what they did
yeah,
those 2 games, which really sucks, as we don't even know what
yeah.
heroes they played or what happened.
Um,
That they just oh wait, never mind. These games are on Dota Buff.
yeah,
They didn't
no, no,
update them
yeah,
in
it's not,
there.
yeah,
No, I'm just
yeah,
dumb.
it's
I
just
can
on
click
the
these games.
AD2L. Yeah, it's just on the
Yeah.
AD2L. But
Uh, I'm a little I don't want to say that word. Dumb. I'll just keep using the word dumb.
yeah,
Uh,
it's fine.
Dude, I'm looking at their team. Yeah, I don't know. They draft
Close,
pretty normally.
close games. I would say. Um,
Uh, Actually, something very interesting is the TTU Dota or Tennessee. They were actually
Tennessee Tech.
ahead game 1 until like they were ahead by barely ahead, and then they lost it. It was like a fast downfall. It looks like a couple team fights, and then they just lost.
Yeah, it probably looks like just judging based off of the AM's items. It looks like he tried to fight too much. Like AM, like this is a big thing with AM. I think a lot of players don't realize that he's not a fighting hero. He wants to split push the hell out of the map. Like like maybe come into a fight into the back line and kill off the supports,
Mhm.
and if possible continue. But other than that, like you're not looking to fight at all.
Yeah,
You're
Anti-Mage
you're
needs 3 items to play the game. Battle Fury, Manta +1 before
yeah
he's relevant.
yeah I agree with that.
AM's supposed to farm
And
and then
push, farm
split
and
push
push. So yeah,
and then join because he farms faster than anybody
yep,
else really. And
yep,
then kind of when the game and the time frame he has one more item than the enemy carry.
yeah,
And
I
then
completely agree.
that's kind of AM's window.
And then yeah, somehow I get second game. Looks I don't even know how TTU lost this game. Like they had the stronger late game. It looks like the Gyro just wasn't able to carry.
They
He's actually very underfarmed for an hour game.
Yeah, it's kind of really interesting that their Ursa's
Very underfarmed.
30.1, their Kunkka's 40k, and you see only 25. And it looks like he won his lane. So he won his lane.
And not to mention, Timber managed to lose his lane to Konka.
And they were slightly ahead. Yeah, I'm a little confused. They were slightly ahead.
I
So you
don't.
think Gyro would do
Yeah,
better. They lost one fight, even game around 25-35. And after
yeah,
that, Radiant just took a huge advantage and eventually finally won.
yeah.
This is just
Looks.
really weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. But yeah,
They won 2-0, but I'm not too
yeah.
convinced of how
I
good
don't.
they
Yeah,
are
I
from
don't think
actually
they're
these 2 games.
convinced. Yeah, I don't think they're
Yeah.
convincing ones at all. So, like, I would honestly even say that about the first, like, even the games that we played against them. So, like, to be honest, like, we were losing both the games that we played against them. So we lost the first game, like, hands down. But to be honest, we weren't scared of anything that they really had. And then the second game, they just straight up threw when they pushed high ground. I don't think they know. I don't think TG Gaming knows how to push high ground at all. Um, and to be honest, it's probably safe to say the same thing about Tennessee Tech as
Mhm.
well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh, so you know,
Any final thoughts on Tennessee
on
Tech? I swear to God.
TG Gaming, you mean? We're not even at Tennessee Tech yet.
Oh, TG Gaming. My
Yeah,
bad,
we're
dude.
on TG Gaming still. No, not really. I think it's I just don't think that that strong of a team. Uh, but yeah, they got 3 wins on the season, so it is what it is. See how they do in the playoffs and against the other teams as well. So,
No,
um,
that's the exact thing. It's like I always like to tell uh, teams in my videos, prove me wrong.
yeah,
Win or go farther than what I think you can. Right now, I think you're, not that great, but you never know.
yeah,
You
no, that's true.
never know, you know.
Yep.
But
So, team Ember now.
19 days ago was there against Senna Gang. Oh, that's when I played Underlord. Okay, I could talk about Team Ember. I could definitely
Yeah,
say
yeah,
I
yeah,
felt their offlaner. I definitely felt like I outskilled him both games. The Sean guy.
yeah.
I think our mid was better than their mid. Actually, we won all 3 lanes. Maybe like I think like I feel like game 1, like game 2 was a little clowny stuff because their keeper of the light with sheepstick, and we could debate if that was the right move or not. Who
I
cares?
think that was
I
game
think
two actually.
that was game 2. We could debate if
Yeah,
that was good or not, but game 1, I felt really good. I expected to eventually 1v1, but it was actually a constant 2v1, and we got like we got what basically the team. I am 4-7. I am negative that game went, but I felt like a boss.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
that's always the case when and I think like obviously the hero needs farm
Yeah.
to be impactful and all that, but like to be honest, I think KDA in these games, I don't think matters all that much. What matters is that you win the game.
Yeah, as long as you, oh, your carry.
Well,
That is true. Oh, I was a building hitter, dude. Does it show my building damage, dude? Do you see it? 14.3k. I'm just so excited. Urbo's here. He's watching. He's like, yeah, you popped up. But I felt so good that game because it was like 2v1 in lane, and
yeah,
like they kept coming back, and like I died. I just didn't care. I just felt good.
I actually casted these games as well.
I know you did.
So yeah. Um, I will say, second game,
Uh,
I think straight up team member threw the game, hands down. I think they should have won the second game.
Yeah, they had such an earlier game. Dude, okay, so game one, they had like this kind of late game ish draft, like Wraith King and Lifestealer. And
It
Wraith King
was
was their
way too
offlaner
greedy.
and went
It was
Radiance. Dude,
it
you
was
can't go
way too greedy.
Radiance.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like I notice like people do this in pubs all the time.
Yeah.
It's so annoying because it's like you can't do that. You're here your life stealer is the one who needs radiance. Obviously, not so much now in this patch, but like in 7.22, that was the main thing. Like, you needed Midas radiance, and like if your Wraith King is going that same exact build, like you're not actually gonna scale that well. You have two cores who want to farm and are going to be doing nothing. Um,
And
for
you
the
have a
first,
poker.
yeah, yeah, and it's like their entire draft is really bad though for the first game, and then the second game they just straight up threw. Their Coddle had a really bad. Well, the scythe is fine, but going hard into the next item is just a no go.
And he went exhort. Okay, that's all we need to know about this game. No, but yeah, no, it was kind of like they were too greedy. But game two was a complete revamp, dude. I didn't think it was going to happen. Game two, so game one, you go extremely greedy. We go into game two. This is their last game on Dota buff as well, and this is why we're kind of going through it after 19 days. But game
Yeah,
two, they got like they have Pudge mid. Juggernaut can play fast. Like they have such a fast
yeah,
kind of pace team. Revamp also went off, dude. Revamp definitely
yeah.
went off. Like he kept
No,
getting the kills.
and Jug, like even if he goes the right build, he is able to deal with PLA. Like it's not like that
Hmm.
they they're unable to take this. Like they have Sand King, they have Jug, they have Lion to deal with the PLA
Hmm.
and Invoker for that matter. I will say I don't think this is my opinion. I don't think Carl's Invoker is that. That's just me, but I think
Kind of cutting
straight
out,
up.
by the way. Sorry.
Sorry, my bad. Um, I think so. I was saying that I don't think Carl's Invoker is all that good. That's just my opinion, though. Um,
You know what? It was. I'll defend Carl a little bit.
that's from what I saw that game.
I.
Obviously, one game isn't going to be the end all be all,
Mhm.
but there's just from what I saw that game,
So
it didn't impress me.
no, that's fine. So I don't know what happened. I was watching. I did actually watch your cast back. I'll defend Carl on this. There's only so much farm on the map,
Yeah,
and Carl was letting me farm. And if you look at Sauce, how many last hits he has, Sauce was also farming. You
yeah,
say he doesn't. Carl would decide. Carl was the core that had to suffer because PL got the best farm on the map. PL got the best farm on the map.
yep,
Then Sauce and I took the rest, and Carl was sitting around. He couldn't do anything about. I'm not saying what else he did in the game, if it was right or wrong. I'm just saying you can't be like, no. Carl
no,
definitely had a rough game because of what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
I
no, no. I think that's totally valid. I'm just going strictly off of Invoker gameplay. It just for me, it just didn't like impress. But I
That's
think it was a good turnaround by Cinegang, by you guys,
oh, dude, I can't
and
believe we got
actually,
that fight off. It was the Vision.
yeah,
Dude, it was a Vision. I saw him at the end. I'm like, God, go! We got. Oh man, I like reliving that fight, man. Like they were just out of position, and we
yeah.
took advantage. We
I
got
think,
lucky.
yeah, like I realized the Coddle got like insanely big because he
Hmm.
was getting all these kills and all that.
Solo
But like,
kills, yeah, at the
yeah,
start.
yeah, solo kills for that matter. But you have to realize that you're like as a Coddle, you're not like what is the purpose of going hard? You're not there to front line. You're there to get your ult off. You're there to get your W off, and there to get either your mana leak or mana restore spell off,
Hmm.
so that way your cores can keep fighting. But like he just wasn't doing it, and like it was just terrible itemization. I think he needed to get a force staff. A blink wouldn't have been
I don't
that bad.
mind the sheep first. I don't mind the sheep
No,
first.
I'm totally fine
But
with the
like
sheep
going
first,
into the
but
heart,
going
maybe
yeah going to the
he didn't
heart
get it
next
at
time.
the end though. So
Well,
the,
that's because you guys he had the gold for it actually, but you guys fought right before he was able to get the item,
hmm
and it's just you shouldn't really like. I realize you're a Coddle who
hmm
went 7-1-14, but your Sand King he needs farm. Like Sand King does very poorly without farm. Like you got to give something. Um, but I think they straight up threw this game with the Coddle's itemization and like some in the fight that they took without getting visioned out.
yeah,
I think that's just what it came down to.
I think a defensive item would have been
Yep.
good,
Yep.
but I don't want to just say they threw the game because it kind of looks like that. We have the later game. I think that their peak. I think our peak wasn't hit yet, but we were delaying the game really well.
Yeah.
Is all
No,
I'm
I think you
saying
guys
is.
played the game very
So
well. I think they should have grouped up though and
I,
pushed as five
so
to force it.
I'm not saying anything bad about them here about that. It's that their draft was supposed to be ahead of us
Yeah.
in the early game, and we were supposed to win late game. So I don't want to say they threw.
I think late
We
game
definitely took a really good
is
fight against them.
yeah. I think late game is more up in the air than you think it is, but yeah.
I am very
I think
confident in us winning late game, like 95 to 5% if the game gets past 45 minutes.
I would go more 70-30.
I'm that confident. After 45 minutes,
It's
95
important to
5.
be it's important to be confident. So
Exactly. You're like I said, I'll be biased because I was in this game, but I was very confident we were gonna win it. And it just happened a little sooner.
yeah.
We definitely made a. There was some errors definitely that happened in the game, but overall, I was pretty. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
But a team member, they can do late, they can do early. Their offlaner gets a few more games in, can kind of get
Yeah,
better.
I think they just need to get work in terms of like how they want to do team fights
Yeah.
and like itemization as well. Like you got to communicate like,
Mm.
hey, I'm going this item, and then like say the call is like, hey, I'm going heart now. Your teammates got to be saying, no, dude, fuck off with the heart. We need a force staff or a lotus orb.
Yeah,
We need a
someone.
defensive item.
Yeah, usually that's a support that looks around and looks at items or core. You need someone to kind of take charge. But
Yeah,
by the way, I'm not saying their offlaner's like actually bad player. I'm like or the worst on their team. I'm just saying I laned against him and I felt superior. Sorry, Sean. But no, I think yeah, someone should have probably stopped that. But he's probably also the captain, and cores usually don't
yeah,
look at support items. Supports are
yeah,
the ones usually looking at core items, and are like, shouldn't you be buying that BKB? So I think their team overall did really well. Game two, game one,
yeah,
we
yeah.
won 3 lanes and took off. Game
Yeah,
two was like, oh shit, they have this early game draft. Are they going to be able to do it? And we took that one good fight that
yeah. I
and
just
they
don't think
can't
they
come
grouped
back.
up early enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think they grouped up early enough as a main thing.
Yeah, I think
But
it's also hard for them too because like you look at their team, Jug's
yeah,
their building
that
hitter.
but that joke had a hard time. So
Yeah. He won 6-4. He definitely was farming, and our team was really good at split pushing and avoiding fights. That's kind of
yeah,
what that game came down to. But that's Dota. Even a pro game of Dota, you can
yep,
watch
yeah,
what we did sloppier.
for sure.
So yeah, no, I think team member, fix up a couple things. You guys can win. You almost won game 2 against Senegang. Then they'd also be
Yeah,
at 5 wins.
I yeah, I think they can do very well. I think they underrate actually just how good they are. So we're on to Tennessee Tech now, I believe, right? So
Yeah, we're done with them. Amber, you're
yeah,
checked. We talked about
yeah,
you guys mostly in that one game, but that's okay. I said some positive things.
yeah. No, I think they have quite a bit of room to improve, but I think if they get a few things fixed, they'll be very.
Yeah.
So Tennessee Tech. So in so most of these guys are legends, except for like two of them.
hmm That
Two of
can
them,
put
the
you at a
Boulder, yeah,
disadvantage.
the Boulder and Master Salty. Um, to be honest though, I think if you remove these two guys, just due to their ranks, they should be in contender. Um,
Mm.
I like they're
They,
this is my opinion. I I saw I watched their games between against Team Ember. Um, I don't think this is my opinion. I think Zachman has a lot to work on in the mid lane. In terms of like say creep manipulation and actually being able to like go on to the enemy hero, enemy mid laner, but like I don't think like none of them really stand out to me as like, an amazing player. Um, and it's also like just like looking at their Dota buffs and all that, and even on their course profile, it's hard for me to tell like who is their carry or like who is their offlaner.
it kind of looks like they've played a lot of games together, and they just
Yeah,
want
they
to
definitely have.
stay together, and it just happens. The rules are kind of against them.
Yeah, for I agree with that. Um, yeah, but I think they need a lot of work before they really start uh, winning some games in intermediate. Um, I mean, I think to be honest, they should have pulled off both those games against TG Gaming. I think, just looking at buff. Obviously, I didn't watch it in person, but and can't watch it in the Dota client, I believe, because it's not on there. But
hmm Yeah, it's kind of a shame, but it looks like they're
yeah,
kind of like the bottom of kind of the barrel. Like TG
yeah,
kind of beat them 2-0, and we don't. And those games are kind of close. Like TTU could have definitely won a game, but we're
yeah,
kind of like saying they're, and that's
but they
fine.
didn't.
Not
So
everybody's trying to make a winning roster. With
that is
five
true.
people and be as
Yep,
close to the cap as possible. You know, Doc Oz team, Test Kitchen. A lot of teams with
yep,
T starting for some reason in
yeah.
intermediate.
Actually, though, that was one of the like five of these teams begin with a T.
Yeah,
What is
like
this?
Team Umbra, Test Kitchen, TG Gaming team member, and TN Tech. Like what's going on here? There's one S and five T's, and isn't is T not after S in the alphabet? This makes so much sense now. Digital Habitat ruined everything because S comes
Yeah,
before T. That's why every team that starts with Oh, dude! Oh, never
It's
mind.
actually it's almost alphabetical.
I
If
was
team
looking.
member, yeah, if team member
Yeah,
was ahead of TG Gaming, it'd be alphabetical
actually,
completely.
team member would have to be above Test Kitchen.
Oh yeah,
So
Test Kitchen as
if
well.
team
Yeah,
member can change their name to something slightly like instead of team, maybe like I don't know anything between G and N. You know,
Ember Gaming. How about that?
well, no, they
Or
can't be
something
Ember
like that.
Gaming. They got to like have like a T. It has to start with
Oh,
T.
they got it. Okay, you got it.
Anything.
Uh, hmm.
I'm just saying, so
Something
close.
something to think about.
I don't know. That's just something super random. S starts before
Yeah.
T. This makes too much sense. No. But wait, does that mean Digital Habitat's gonna win? No, I'm just kidding. It'd be scary.
No,
It'd be pretty crazy if they win, though.
that would be crazy for sure. But
Yeah, who knows?
I have my thoughts on that.
No, that's
But
fine.
yeah.
Oh, they had.
Um.
Wait, whoa.
Yes.
Is this the
What is it?
guy? Sorry,
Which person?
just give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, he's a different person. Master Salty. I swear to God, did he not play? Did Master Salty was he not on another? He's I
He was
think
on results oriented
no,
thinkers for
not.
one game 7 months ago.
Oh, I
That's
thought
what it
he.
says on the Dota buff.
I swear, did he not play on a? Oh, only one. Huh.
Yeah, only one game.
Oh,
Looks like we might have possibly stood in for them.
oh well. I thought I've seen his name more than that, but oh well. Oh, by the way, because of their letters, actually intermediate right now is STD, sexually transmitted diseases. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know how much I want to. Their team just needs work right now. They just need to work hard, win games.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know what their team chemistry is like, but hopefully they're still having fun. Obviously, hard to do so if you're not winning a lot of games. But
I don't want to bring anything contender in here, but there's some contender teams that have been around for seasons and they keep getting their asses handed to them every
they're
season, and
just
they
there
just
to
have
have
fun.
fun,
And you know
and
what?
that's
That's fine.
awesome to see. That's awesome to see, though. So it's all you can really ask
I'm
for.
here to win. No, actually, I stood in for some teams knowing that they'd lose, but I still gave it my all because if I can get a win from a good team on a bad team, that makes my day. So if you're a bad team out there and I call you bad, prove me wrong, beat some good teams. Yes.
Okay, so
Okay. Can we please go to
digital
Digital Habitat?
habitat now. Okay,
Yes.
digital habitat now. Okay,
Ah.
so obviously, I think it's really cool that they decided to move up into intermediate, and that Jukesters like totally believes in his team that they're able to do this. Um, I actually, I actually agree. I think they can pull off some games uh, off of teams here, namely TG Gaming, Team Ember, Tennessee Tech Esports Club, possibly Test Kitchen. I haven't seen Test Kitchen play, uh, but obviously they've been winning games, so um, I don't know. I think that would be a close one. Uh, I think it'd also be really cool to see how they do against my team in Cinegang as well. So um, obviously Jukester, obviously Jukester is the mid laner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how he'll do against Chaotic Clutch and Hexy. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Fun fact: they're 19-6. Fun fact: three
Yeah.
other losses are by me, and I've
Interesting.
won all three. Feed them versus them. I also gave Jukester his first Battle Cup win. Just saying. That's all. Fun facts. Also, Jukester is a very nice lad from South Dakota. He's basically a
thought it was.
Saskatchewan brother.
I thought he was in North Dakota.
Oh yeah, North Dakota. Sorry, North Dakota. He's basically Saskatchewan's butthole. And you know, one day, maybe we'll meet. Maybe one day. That, that's all I got. No, Jukester's actually pretty good. It'll be very interesting because I don't think he's like one of the highest skilled mid players. I think what he does is he's more like mid game oriented. Like I think it's
Yeah.
he likes pause four as well.
Oh,
And
really?
he's yeah, he's a pause four player as well, and
I don't know.
he uh he just plays, I think, the mid game really well. I think he might lose lanes, but losing lanes does not mean you're a bad mid player. Anna
Nope.
played his when
Even
he
Thompson, for
OG.
that matter.
Yeah, well, yeah, Thompson as well. Lose
Thompson
lane,
loses
win
a
game.
lot of Thompson loses a lot of his lanes and still wins the game.
A lot of people last season are like, Mango doesn't win lanes, and I'm like, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to win lanes because he's gonna kick your ass in the mid game. It does not matter. Well, okay, winning lanes really helps.
Yeah,
When some
it
else win,
definitely gives you an
no,
edge.
and winning a lane is subjective as well. Are where he's supposed to, like Samel, he wins lanes that he's not supposed to, and he doesn't just win them; he crushes you, and then it's like mid game, a couple bad decisions, loses. But
Yeah,
obviously his mid game would be better than anybody's in intermediate or heroic. He'd just dumpster us. Like he could basically make heroic team with four other archons and just win against a heroic team.
yeah.
Like
I
like
yeah, no,
he just
I
win.
totally agree.
Thug Potato's kind of interesting because Thug Potato might have been on that team with Trollbus. Might have been on a team with Trollbus once upon a time, and I don't think he likes him either. But I can't. I don't want to put words in his mouth. Um, but he might have been. But Thug Potato's been climbing like crazy. Um, he's the carry for them, and I thought that they were gonna stick with the same carry as last season, but it looks like Thug Potato swooped in, and he's had some not very like he's had some really good games. And the contender now
Yeah,
contenders cut different, and
yeah.
but like
It'll be interesting to see how he does in intermediate now.
yeah, he's played a for every digital habitat game. He's played a different hero as well.
Yeah. Um, I will say, I think, um, I think he's a good carry for sure. Like I played a couple of games with Jukester and Thug.
Hmm.
And I think he does a good job, like understanding like what he needs to be doing on the map. So, and
Yeah, it just can he take that next
no,
step? Like intermediate's
yeah,
a different beast when you come to the top teams. Like yes, you're a top contender team coming to intermediate, and usually there's a couple intermediate teams that are gonna be worse than the top contender team, right?
yeah,
But how far can he go? I'm excited. The dude's a really good player.
yeah. Personally have not seen him play. Um, Actually, maybe I have.
Oh, he feels good when I played against him. I think they're
Uh,
actually one of their biggest weaknesses is going to be their offlaner because their offlaner,
Ashes.
yes, Ashes
His
does.
hero pool's tiny, right? He
He,
plays like what, three
he
heroes
has a very small hero pool,
through a
and
puddle.
if you have a puddle in today's Dota, you can be targeted. Either the team will pick counters against your heroes that you are good, or they'll just ban your heroes and force you to play something off. And just pick one of those strategies as a drafter, whichever one you want. Either or is good, either or is fine. But it is such a you need to get a hero puddles up. Bricko had a hero puddle in the 4 position when I started with him. Now and he doesn't have a puddle anymore. You can't ban that man out. You literally can't.
Yeah,
So if you make yourself, I think it'll be a huge boost to their team if he can make himself actually have a hero pool. And that's him. Like, he has to play like 20 games in the next 2 weeks. Not Phoenix, not Pango, not any of the heroes he's been playing, and he just plays new offlaners. And he like picks 3 or 4 more that he becomes good with, and boom, you can first phase him in offlaner every game,
Yeah.
and that he's good at. That's all you need to do. I did Underlord's a good hero. Night Stalker's good if you can play him.
He's fallen off a bit.
Omni Knight. Snake King's been playing a lot of Underlord in pubs, so
No, I'm talking about Night Stalker.
yeah,
Night
yeah. Well,
Stalker's
yeah, he's
fallen off.
definitely got a nerfed, but some
Yeah.
people like him
I think
still.
Underlord's severely underrated.
I don't think he will be soon. Uh, the
I totally
pubs,
agree.
if pubs he's getting played a lot, his pick rate's risen. You know, you can play some Omni Knight. You know, you can play some Legion. Like just play off lanes that you aren't comfortable with. Who cares if you lose MMR? It's for your team, and then
Well,
you're
hell,
a better
just
player
go in
because now you know
unranked
more
and play it
heroes.
on your. Just go in unranked and play it on
Yeah,
your own.
yeah. You can. I tried
And
to do
that's
that, but
enough.
people take my role. Like I wanted to just play offlane. I'm an offlaner. I'm like, fuck.
That's
I don't.
why you
I
immediately say that you're going pos 3.
yeah. And then the worst thing is I wanted to just
And
go
then
into
first pick your
unranked and play
hero.
support. And every time I decide to play support, there's 2 supports in the lobby. I shit you not. It's every time I want to be a support, I can't play it. It is the
See,
weirdest thing.
that sounds like a personal problem.
That
So
that's just me though. And then they're like, you have to play carry. You know, I don't want to play. So I don't want to. I didn't want to play carry in unranked, and I
mm,
forced to, even though that's kind of my role. But I think they could do really well. You know, are they as good as my top 2 or maybe top 3? It's seen, but maybe they hold back. Maybe Jukes, if they all grind, you know, if you all grind Dota, they all do it. You know,
yeah, for sure.
they can
I
kick
think
some
they're really
ass.
happy. I think they're really happy they can play ranked again as well.
Yes,
Um,
they
just because they got moved into intermediate now,
yeah.
so they don't have to worry about having multiple people over the Legend 4 cap.
Yeah, it seems like Legend 5 was allowed. That's why I think that
Yeah,
also Ancient 5 should be allowed. So I'm with you. If it makes you feel better, I'm with you. I will lobby. I don't even know you. This first time chatting with you, never played with this guy Harb in my life, and I think Ancient 5 should be allowed. And I see there's a couple Ancient 4s in the league. I am perfectly fine if they want to be Ancient 5. Heck, if your team, if your team's not like the highest at, maybe Divine One if you got some legends on your team. Maybe I'll
well, we
let
have
you even
one
have
legend, and then I'm the guy who's 5, or a ton of them are. Was
uh,
climbing my way to ancient, and then I lost games. Feels bad, man.
the Divine One is a little situational for me.
Yeah, I would totally agree. I think ancient 5 should be fine, and
Mm.
divine 1 depends on the team.
Yeah, I think that. But Ancient Five, I'm all for people trying to play ranked. I really think we need to find a way that the cap's lower at the start of the season, and then you can gain a couple levels.
Yeah,
There has to be some way to make it so people can grind a little bit. Because if you're a Legend 4 at the start of the season, no intermediate team wants you. So then
yeah.
you join a contender team. Now you can't play ranked. And you know what? You can be worse because you're not playing ranked than
No,
like a Legend 1 that's been working on it.
that is true.
So there has to be some sort of balance, but you know some people have ruined it for the league. But I'm excited for Digital Habitat. I hope they do really well. My goal is to cast one game of theirs because if I do, I get the caster role back in their Discord, and I do not want to be a little fangirl anymore. Also, it'd probably
That's
be a
fun.
fun game. I'm cheering for them. You know,
Yeah,
I want them to
I
do
hope
well.
they do well as well. So,
I want. Well, I'm actually just pumped that every team in Intermedia has a win.
well, so far everyone but Digital Habitat has won.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Hey, that's technically the case. So.
I count honestly. I almost give Digital Habitat at least one win.
Digital Habitat has 0 wins according to the website. So
Listen, they
they
won
have
6.
0 wins.
They actually are the highest team. They should get. No, I'm just kidding. They shouldn't get the 6 wins that destroy. But every team has one besides the team that hasn't played, and they're playing against Team Ember, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Where I think Digital Habitat could 2-0 Ember. They could 1-1 them or get
I'm
0-2'd. Who knows?
predicting 1 for that one.
Yeah, it'll be a close match. I'm just hoping if Digital Habitat
Yeah.
gets on the board, I'm just very excited. Another team and joining Intermediate. I'm very pumped about it.
Yeah.
That's intermediate. Actually, we talked about all 7 teams. We'll do this very fast. We have 3 matches. We'll talk very fast about their scores. This was way longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rants by
For sure.
me. That's what I do. Test Kitchen versus TG
Some of
Gaming
them too. I
score.
think 2-0. 2-0 Test Kitchen.
I do too. TN Tech Esports Club versus Team Umbra. You don't have to say anything. I'll say it for you so you don't sound cocky. 0-2. Team Umbra will win. 2-0. I'm just not impressed.
It's the same here.
And
I don't think we're too worried about them, but I think obviously with that comes the case where you don't want to be too arrogant about like, hey, we're better players in this team, but like, hey, we might drop a game to them.
yeah.
So
And Digital Habitat versus Team Ember, we're saying 1-1.
yeah,
That's what you're
I think
saying?
it'll be one. I think it'll be one.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, man. Revamp versus Jukester. 2 captains that both type in the Discord. That's always exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah.
We'll find out if our predictions are right. Maybe, I don't know about next week. Maybe a few weeks. Maybe like week 6. Maybe something there will come for intermediate content. Like after, the 2 more weeks and then there's more games played.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just before playoffs, kind of might
Yeah.
go to Harbinger. I'll ask you one question. How does it feel to be a captain in intermediate?
I think it's cool. I've I've I guess quote unquote captain teams before. So it's nothing like really new to me. But I'm glad that my team this time around is actually or actually like they want to do this and they want to do well. So I think it's really cool.
Except for the one player that left your team.
Well, bygones be bygones.
Let bygones be bygones. Exactly. Okay, well, that was my softball question for you. Just I'm like I have a guest, maybe I should ask him a question. Kind of
Yeah,
in my head. Normally people interview him. That's way too much work. We'll save it for if you win intermediate.
hopefully.
Okay, well, thank you all for watching. This has been a mid-season intermediate, season 26. Oh, content. JK, Herbo has one question. We'll add it to the video. I can't believe you've done this. Make it fast. Make it snappy. This is live. This is one take.
What is this question? I wonder.
Dude, I wish he asked
Is it who
sooner.
do you think will win intermediate? I cannot say at this point. Not enough
Oh.
games have been played.
Oh. Oh. Woo!
What
No,
is
I'm
it?
just kidding. He said not an insult at all. But why did Harbinger play intermediate when he could contender? I can answer this question. He lost like 900 MMR, but you can go in more detail.
Yeah, I lost. So the original plan from a team was it was going to be contender. I had originally contender players. The problem is that even before we got Hexy and Kyrie, so my support ranked up all the way to Ancient 3. He's currently sitting at Ancient 2 though at the moment. Let's see what our original offlaner. He's currently Ancient 1. So like we wouldn't have been able to play contender just due to their ranks, and I didn't want to like kick them from the team. And I was like, I'm personally as a player, I'm comfortable playing against like people in Ancient and Divine. Like I've done it plenty of times before. But also like just in terms of me personally, as Fireman said, I lost a lot of MMR as well. Let's see, I peaked at like 3,500 ish, and I was like winning games constantly. And then I think as soon I think it was when I think 7.22 specifically. I don't remember which portion of 7.22 it was. 7.22 like completely killed the heroes that I played, and I just kept losing games. A combination of me not playing well and um, also just other people doing stupid shit in pubs. So it just ended up being what it was. But to be honest, I feel like I can hold my own here, even though I'm Archon 5. It's whatever. Um, but I like challenges, so I think it's cool.
I hope you watch the very end of this video, by the way.
Uh,
Lasts like
I
2 minutes.
will. Okay. Why? What happened?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it. Herbal responds, by the way, and he says that definitely makes sense. He appreciates your well thought out answer.
Yeah, no, I put a lot of thought into whether or not we're a contender, because like to be honest, like if I thought I'd rather have like the lesser challenge, like no offense to contender teams, like it's lower ranks, so it's quote unquote less of a challenge, just like going off of ranks. Um, I'd personally rather have the bigger challenge. I think it's more fun to do so. And um, if I was to do contender, I'd still like have an intermediate team and put them in there because I wouldn't want those guys to um, like come onto the team and me just say like, hey, we're doing contender, you can't be on the team anymore. So, but yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
No, that's
But
fantastic. We'll leave it right there. And Harbinger probably will come back if we do more intermediate content.
I'm
Maybe we'll do
gladly
a
do
Q and
so.
A or some other shit. We'll do something. No jinx in it now. Video's been way too long. Way
Yeah,
too
like
long. I blame me. I
almost an
blame me.
hour and a half.
Hour and 28 minutes. Yikes.
Ooh,
That's way
oof.
too long, Harb. That's way too long.
That is very long.
It's already long enough. Do you have a question for me?
No, sir.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel really upset, but that's okay. I'll
I'm
survive.
sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
that's fine. Thank you for watching. Season 26 Intermediate League content mid season will be on YouTube. We'll post link and content, yada, yada, yada. Bye.
Bye.